Pretty good. You?
I'm doing all right. I want to start off by talking about something that you told the members of the jury a little bit earlier. I want to clarify it, all right?
Absolutely.
Now, you said, when we were talking about Pat Sikorsky's findings, you were discussing to the jury of why Avery Bancroft's hair and perfume stain was in your briefcase.
Yeah, as I said, she kind of leaned over the desk while the briefcase was on there and was twirling her hair, and then she started spraying the perfume in an attempt to flirt with me.
Okay, so you're saying that hair got there because Avery Bancroft was twirling her hair over your briefcase?
Over the desk that the briefcase was on, yes.
You're saying that the stain got in your briefcase because Avery Bancroft, in the middle of a meeting, just took out a perfume bottle and started spraying it?
Yeah, I was a little taken aback with the attempt at flirtation, but I mean...
Was
I
she
just wanted to
spraying
keep
it
it
inside the
professional.
briefcase? Was she spraying it around the room?
She took it and she kind of just sprayed it in the air and then went through it.
Oh, so she was spraying it into the air and the stain just got in the briefcase.
Yes.
All right. Let's talk about where that briefcase really came from. You'd agree with me that you took a briefcase from Avery Bancroft on April 16th.
No, I never took a briefcase from Avery Bancroft on April 16th.
Well, you asked Avery Bancroft for a briefcase 3 days prior, didn't you?
Yeah, it was one of my oldest briefcases that I had. I was just making a joke about how well worn it was.
So, Mr. Covington, just to clarify, you just admitted to the jury that you asked Avery Bancroft for a briefcase on April 13th.
Yeah, it was a joke. I mean, am I not allowed to do that?
So you also asked Avery Bancroft for $250,000 reasons to vote for her proposal.
Well, as I said earlier, Shannon Stark's proposal was slated to bring in more money than Avery Bancroft's, so there was going to have to be some sort of addition to Avery Bancroft's proposal in order for me to vote for it.
But Mr. Covington, I thought you were voting for Mr. Bancroft because of his experience, not his proposal.
In the end, that's what it came down to, because Shannon Stark's just complete lack of professionalism during those meetings was just such a turnoff for their proposal.
So in the end, you are alleging that you didn't need those $250,000 reasons that you asked Ms. Bancroft for.
Those $250,000 reasons came out through Avery Bancroft's experience as a business owner.
Well, let's talk about where else those $250,000 reasons could have come from. Now, if I were to show you a bank statement from April of 2015, you'd recognize it, right?
Yes.
Your Honor, may I approach opposing counsel with what has been previously marked as States 2?
You can.
Permission to approach the witness.
Granted?
And would Your Honor like a courtesy copy?
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Covington, can you tell me what I just handed you?
Yes, this appears to be a bank statement from my account.
And you'd say that's a fair and accurate copy, right?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time I move this into evidence as States 2.
Any objection?
Hearsay, Your Honor. It's out of court statement being used for the truth and matters.
May I respond?
Sure.
Pursuant to Midland's Rule 8036, this is a record of regularly conducted activity. So a bank statement, it's like a receipt, regularly conducted business.
Okay. Response?
And Your Honor, for that exception to fall, they need the person to say that it was a regularly conducted business, Your Honor. He is the gambling commissioner, Your Honor, and therefore it is not a part of his regularly conducted business, Your Honor. It's not one of
Your response?
Your Honor, the reason that they asked that is so we can validate that this statement is true. On the back page of the statement is a certified document that this is a certified bank statement from Chase Covington's bank account. It doesn't need to be a regularly conducted business of Chase Covington's. It needs to be a regularly conducted business of the person who created the document, in this case the bank.
Response?
And Your Honor, I stand by my response.
Okay, I'm going to overrule the objection.
Mr. Covington, I'd like you to take a look at this bank deposit. Now, on April 17th, you made a cash deposit of $200,000, right?
Yeah, that was, at that point, I had finally had a little bit of time to breathe. Because leading up to the proposal, there were so many meetings and stuff, I hadn't had time to go to the bank and deposit some of my winnings from trips to the casino earlier that month.
So you're saying that this $200,000 cash is from your gambling winnings?
Yeah, I had won it big earlier in the month at Peaches, and I hadn't had time because, once you leave the casino, there's not really banks open at 12:30 or 1 in the morning, so I mean, if there was, I'd be their biggest customer at that point, but this was the first time that I've been able to get to a bank pretty much since April began due to all the meetings about the proposals.
So, Mr. Covington, after you're done testifying, we're gonna see a receipt that that transaction actually took place, right?
Peaches is a kind of not very reputable casino, but I still have to visit there and make sure, and I still like to gamble. They didn't provide me with a receipt for this.
So since, there's no receipt, after you're done speaking, you're gonna call someone up here from Peaches to validate that what you're telling us is true, right?
I don't have to prove that I gambled there at Peaches. That's not my job.
I'm not asking you I'm not saying that you have to, Mr. Covington, I'm just asking if you're going to.
If it's not my duty to call anybody up there, it's your duty to prove that I wasn't there.
All right, we'll talk about that a little later. I just wanted to know if the only person who's going to tell us that that's true is you.
I mean, I am telling you it's true. I'm under oath.
I'm just asking if you're the only person who will tell us that it's true. And that's a yes, isn't it?
To the best of my knowledge, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Covington. I have no further questions.
Will you direct?
Yes, Your Honor.